Again, this is Brother Teacher. One of my customers in my store asked me about some information concerning his health, and he asked me if I would make up a list of things or some important things that he should implement in his own lifestyle, and I did that for him. He's not the only one that's ever asked me that. I'm asked that on a regular basis, but I want to share those things with you. Now, some of you may have heard these things before. Just bear with me. And some of you may have never heard of any or all of these things before. But these are some highlights of some of the things that you should implement in your life to make your life a whole lot better as it relates to your general health. I'm just going to look at my notes. It's not that long, so I won't bear your patience too long. What to eat and how to eat. Okay? I'm going to go from number 1 to 9 on this list that I made up for him. First of all, number 1, eat plenty of vegetables, mainly greens. Example, spinach, collards, kale, asparagus, broccoli, etc. Make sure that you do that. Number 2, start your breakfast morning with green vegetables. Vegetables, period. And not things like bacon, eggs, cheese, dairy, sausage, pancakes, biscuits, gravy, that kind of stuff. That stuff is not good for breakfast. Okay? Traditionally, we've done it for so many years. We've considered it breakfast, but it's not. Okay? Number 3, if you eat fruit, eat it in the middle of the day and not in the morning. Fruit contains fructose or sugar. Fruit is a cooling food, and what that means is that it is typically used in hot climates where you have plenty of pineapple, papaya, avocado trees, coconut trees, and so on and so forth. Because it's a hot climate, it's okay for people to eat the fruit then, because the amount of sugar that spikes up inside your system, it is dissipated through your activity, and the fact that it's hot, it cools your body off because of the water content as well. But when we're in America, much of our climate, we're used to 4 seasons: summer, winter, spring, and fall. So when you're not active or less active in the morning hours, that sugar that you're taking in with the fruit is going to end up being stored as fat. And then you're going to end up having excess weight and possibly be obese if that's your regular habit. So you want to eat it in the middle of the day when you're up and active. It's a cooling fruit, so when you're hot, up and moving around, believe it or not, your body knows when it's hot. It's going to use and burn up that sugar, and it's going to cool your body down and maintain your body's temperature, your core temperature, that is. Okay. Number 4, never ever eat a meal right before you go to bed. Understand this, ladies and gentlemen. Digestion uses up more energy than any other body function. Digestion. That is when your body breaks down the food, it assimilates all of the necessary nutrients, and then it eliminates. That takes more energy than any other body activity. I don't care how much you run, jog, do cardio, aerobics, Pilates, or whatever. Digestion uses more energy than any other function. When you are asleep, your body's supposed to be repairing and recovering from the day's work. It's not supposed to be digesting food as well. So when you eat a meal before you go to bed, your body is struggling to do 2 things. Number 1, it is struggling to digest that food that you put in it that you wasn't supposed to put in it while you're asleep. It is also struggling to try and recover and to repair at the same time. So that's why a lot of times when you wake up in the morning, you're still lethargic, you're still tired, you're lazy, you don't want to get up and go to work and take care of your family and do the things that you're supposed to do, because you're tired from your body trying to break down the food that's in the stomach. That's it. Okay. Number 5, invest in, if you don't already have a juicer, juice your vegetables. All right. Number 6, start steaming your vegetables as opposed to cooking your vegetables in water. Oftentimes, especially people from the southern states, are accustomed to boiling collard greens, kale, and spinach, and all of those things. But the problem is, oftentimes we overcook those vegetables, and we end up killing all of the nutrition, i.e. vitamins and minerals. And then all we have is something that we throw some spices on and it tastes good, but there's no value there in terms of nutrition. Okay? And let me make sure that I have that in the same number 6. No, I think that's it. Number 7, never cook with aluminum pans and pots and cookery. When you use aluminum, when it's heated up, it breaks down the aluminum, and the aluminum absorbs into the food that you're cooking. In the oven or on top of the stove, don't use aluminum pans. Use stainless steel or use pots and pans that have been made out of clay, or sometimes we call it crockery, if you will, or pottery, that type of material, or even Tupperware glassware that's used in the oven. Don't use aluminum pans. And while I'm on that subject, I didn't put it in the note, but while I'm on that subject, stop buying Teflon pans and all of these pans that are coated, because that is a chemical that's been used. So every time you heat that up as well, it's going to break down into all these very, very fine particles that you can't see with your naked eye, and this chemical is going to be in your food as well. And guess where it's going? Inside your body. And guess what is going to happen? You're going to end up with some health issues down the road. Don't buy those covered pans, those Teflon covered or covered with any other chemical. If it's not stainless steel, leave it alone. All right? Number 8, never cook your food. Never ever cook your food in a plastic bag. I know we like to say it's convenient. They make them for microwaves. They make them for boiling. You see the vegetables, the corn with the sauce in it, and you see the peas and all of the mixes of vegetables and so forth in the sealed bag, and you drop it in some boiling water. Even the rice, they have it in water. Not water, but they have it in the plastic bag, and you drop it in boiling water. What do you think the plastic bag is made out of? Chemicals. When you heat it up, the bag sweats. Even those that are in the oven, I left that out, but the bags that you use in the oven, stop using that crap. There's bisphenol A along with other chemicals in those plastic bags, and it absorbs into your food. Okay, bisphenol A is a synthetic estrogen that's in those bags along with other chemicals, as I was saying. So you don't want to heat up plastic bags. All right, I apologize. I must really be in demand this morning. People are contacting me, keep calling me on the phone. Bear with me with this last point. I talked about the chemicals that's absorbed out of plastic bags when you heat them or heat your food up in those plastic bags. Don't do it. The last one is number 9. Use a water filter on your kitchen sink, your bathroom sink, and your shower head. Why? There are hundreds of chemicals in our municipal or our drinking water that when drank or when absorbed through the body, especially when you have a hot steam bath or a hot steam shower, is absorbed into your pores, and then it can cause problems down the road too. You're going to find things like chlorine, of course, arsenic. You're going to find Roundup, or glyphosate is another name for Roundup. You're going to have all kinds of chemicals in your municipal water that you're intaking. So make sure that you put some quality filters on your shower head. I have one on mine, so they do exist. Make sure that you put a quality filter on your sink in your bathroom, because you're brushing your teeth and rinsing your mouth out and you're washing your hands in those chemicals that they don't tell you that's there, but they are there. And of course, in the sink that's in your kitchen, you're drinking this water all of the time. Even when you use the filter on your sink, there are still some chemicals that's left that cannot be eradicated. So you want to try to boil your water as well. We kill not only some of the chemicals, but we kill some of the parasites. But what we do is minimize the amount of chemicals and the amount of poisons that's going into our body. It's almost impossible using that municipal water source to get rid of everything that's there, because you're going to have some residual chemicals in that water regardless. But at least you have been proactive about it, and you're going to eliminate most of the harmful things to your body. through the filtration system. Okay, I just wanted to share these things with you. Please act upon them today as I'm speaking to you, if you possibly can. This is Brother Teacher. If you have any questions concerning this or anything else, please leave it in the comment section below as always. And you know I love you. So long.